All right. Testing, testing. Who? 1, 2. 1, 2. Yep. Okay, guys, welcome. Just making sure last minute checks here to see the stream's okay. Stream status okay on the orange. Testing, testing. 1, 2. That's a problem. I knew it was gonna happen. Sorry about that. Alright guys, that's as well as can be. Alright guys, welcome all. It's Mecha-san here to a much belated live stream discussion of Genlock episode 6 here. Yes, I know people. As of today, episode 8, the season finale has come out. I've seen it already. Did my reaction to that. I've actually rendered my reaction, and I'll be posting it on my Patreon, so my patrons will be able to watch it ahead of time, and it'll be scheduled soon. Whew. Oh boy. Yeah. So I was so busy. I was busy and everything like that. Well, with my live streams of Resident Evil 7 and a bunch of other stuff. God, I haven't had much time. But now we're here, and yes, I'm gonna do episode 6, 7, and then 8. And just to reference people, I'm gonna talk about this episode in context of, say, not having watched, not taking into account the episodes 7 and 8 that came out. Okay, so if you've seen episode 7 and you say, but it was explained in episode 7 and everything, I know this, but I'm coming in this like I have not seen those 2 episodes. I have. Episode 7 reaction came out today. But I'm going at this blind, if you will. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin here. Something I did not notice at first in the opening here, I literally found out, like, in the forums here, was Union Julian here, where just, wow, this is the clue, and yeah, this is actually kind of what I wonder how Union soldiers look like underneath the armor. Like, they have been, I don't know what. Okay, let me just check the chat here. Alright, just making sure. Sorry, people. So, yes, this was the first clue of obviously something bad happened, which we found out, of course. And then we get to the next scene right here, in which mission accomplished, but you can feel the morale is just drained. I mean, Jody said it best. This Genlock tech was supposed to help us, but now we gotta fight it? Because, yeah. And Miranda is, of course, even more bummed here. And I just like this scene right here because it just emphasizes how much Chase is just not really there. I mean, he's literally floating right in front of her like an actual ghost. Oh boy, and just Miranda is so displeased. She's not having any of it, not in a like a humorous mood or anything like that. And she said it best here, like, which one of you is my real Chase? Or did my real Chase died 4 years ago? She was confused before. It took her years to move on. I mean, she spent years grieving, and then years to move on. Chase jumped back into her life after 4 years, and now he's got this new mech in the Union side who talks like Chase, fights like Chase. Oh boy, yes. Her life just got a little bit more complicated, and she's just lashing out at this point. Which, Chase did the right thing in just leaving here, but oh boy, yeah, you can just tell the pain she's going through, the confusion And she was already still confused back then. She was slowly sorting things out here between Julian and between her and Chase. But then this bombshell. And Chase, of course, is just as confused as her here because what the hell is this thing? Why does it sound like me? Why does it know some things only I would know? We get a scene here where Chase wants answers, and knows only one guy who can give him the answers, and he's not happy. While Yaz here is trying to play devil's advocate here, clearly you can see more about what she thinks of the doctor. Like, she legitimately cares about the man. And asks Julian to give him the benefit of the doubt, like stands up to Dr. Weller. Just makes me want to know more about what their relation is and just how it grew to be like this. But yeah, they arrive there. It's not bad. And yeah, the scientists, they say, they came and they went. It's like, couldn't they stay? It was like, help with we got these fancy mechs. Henry was clearly interested in them. Hey, you want to check out the mechs? Maybe give us some pointers and stuff like that. But no, because, you know, this is a military base. They were scientists. Gotta be debriefed. But yeah, mission accomplished though, despite Nemesis. And Kazu is feeling like, oh, giddy, wants to celebrate. Leon, of course, gets in his face like, not gonna be like that. We got debrief to go here. And you get this scene here, you think, oh boy, okay, some tensions between the Vanguard and the ESU now. We're literally having this. Oh, yeah, but just the look is like, ooh, well, who's gonna throw the first punch? And I hope it's Leon here because Kazu is wearing the power armor here, which a punch from him could knock him out, could knock Leon out like that. But yeah, we get the feeling here, and then of course, well, we get the inevitable, the meeting between Julian asking the doctor, what was that thing? And it's, because he can quite clearly tell it's GL Tech. And the doctor just lays it out right there, saying it's likely that thing is you, Chase. Or at the very least, another instance of you. A copy, possibly, or not. The doctor here, because Dr. here said he wasn't making copies. Didn't say that they can't make copies. Or that they hadn't. And this is when we get the flashback here. We see, I like this scene right here where we see Chase here when they extracted him from the crash in the Battle of New York here. We can just, oh wow, we can actually see the nanites on him. The only reason he's alive. And they put so much effort here, so they managed to get him out of there. And yeah, here he is right now, awake. He is awake in this clip, by the way. Talking to Dr. Weller, and I don't know how much agony and pain. They probably have him on a bunch of painkillers. But he agrees to be part of the project here if it saves his life. So he goes through the surgery that puts him in a tube, and yeah, he does it. They achieve Genlock here. And this is a clip right here where we see, obviously, Caliban right in the background. This obviously leads me to think, because what was the original intent for Genlock? I mean, what we got right now with the giant robots, 40 foot tall, like in armor, that was after it was militarized. My guess is that the original intent was to indeed have the mind be able to upload into human-sized frames, like Caliban here with that. And yeah, that's actually more cost-effective, if you will, as opposed to a giant mech, because then you'd have to build proper facilities, forms of transportation, and all that stuff. And but yeah, after that they do militarize the tech here, and I love these two characters here, which, yes, we'll get to them when we get to them. I mean, I didn't think much of them at first, but they're interesting. And then we see the cyber brain here for the first time, and first steps as we see Julian try his first step as the Holon. All is well. Good job, everyone. And we learned that every time they uploaded Julian's brain, they shunted a portion of it into a second brain, a copy. So yeah, they made a copy in the background without even telling him. This has so many ethical, just wow, ethical breaches, moral dilemmas, stuff like that. I have seen this multiple times before. I think I mentioned this in my reaction video as well. Sometimes it's settled and a consensus is reached. Other times, that form of technology is just banned, forbidden, and highly illegal here. So I don't know where they go here, but let's see. So I'm looking at the comment sections right now. Welcome everyone, Sam, welcome. So yeah. Oh, and you, MCO. So yeah. Anyhow, but he surprisingly advanced far to the point where they could do his first field mission, and he did surprisingly well. He had a few ops here, fighting Unions head on, to the point where the Colonel's interest reached a fever pitch. Unfortunately, so did the Unions. They want to know what the hell this guy is exactly. And they captured him. They threw everything they got and they finally captured him. Completely to the shock of everyone here. But they still had a copy of him. After a bit of debating, I like to see that conversation. They uploaded the copy into and yeah, they had the body. We had Julian back. Little fun fact, people here. Yes, Julian's eyes, amber, that's his natural color. The blue is because of the MR lenses. So yeah, color lenses basically. So yeah, I mean, Chase didn't know what happened. I mean, Weller told him the mission never happened. It was scrubbed. There was a technical problem here that made it so Chase was out of commission for a few hours. Didn't even know what's happened. He lied, and he admits it. I lied. I admire Weller right here, right now, where he doesn't try to sugarcoat it. He tells Chase what he wants to know. The truth. So yeah, I mean, it was a heavy scene, and I respect the man for coming out and admitting it. Colonel's also partly to blame as well, though, so I'm curious to see how that goes. But yeah. So that's a messed up origin. All this time, the Julian we've known, he's a copy. Not a copy of the original Chase, and the original Chase has been with the Union for who knows how long. Who knows what they've done to him. As his mind is now code, they could easily brainwash him, rewrite his programming and everything, and just poke around the cyber brain. I can't imagine the damage. I cannot fully imagine the damage here. And I've seen this kind of shit happen so many times before here, but it always varies based on technology, what alterations they do. So, and from what we've seen so far, it seems Julian is a bit twitchy, if you know what I mean. Based on why we see him in his hall on here, like grasping his head, twitching like that, like whoa. Yeah, it's unstable big time. Oh boy, but yes, before they can even try to just talk further, hey, they have visitors. A behemoth. They call these things behemoth now, and apparently they have quantum cloak which not only renders them invisible to the naked eye, but all form of sensor systems, even seismic sensors, because that thing is huge. It's gotta be making a lot of tiny quakes and vibrations on the ground every time it moves, and yet they can't detect him until it gets close enough? That's impressive. Oh, and we also got this guy returning here. Welcome back, Chase. Or should I say, Julian. Because that's how I distinguish them both. And he even says hello. Who would you like me to be? It's like, yes. Ooh, it's pretty creepy as well. But what's interesting here is this line right here. Why do I hear new voices in my head? This could be a hint at one of the changes, the modifications the Union did to the Cyberbrain and network hardware. Because we know all the Holons are connected via a private network. Obviously, though, there have to be some safeguards, filters, buffers, and whatnot to be able to sort of distinguish or filter out any excessive thoughts. After all, you don't want to be hearing your teammates' thoughts all the time when you don't want to. Because they make it quite clear that when you mind meld, it's consensus. There's got to be like both parties must agree to it. Here, apparently, the Union made it so he's extremely sensitive. He can apparently hear when they're all uploaded, when they're all in the network. So it drives him nuts, apparently. I don't blame him. Oh, let me see, move on. And then we get this scene right here where Colonel asks for the status of the Hammer network, of the Hammer systems, which will play a part in a moment here. And of course, we see the Doctor as well. He tries to reason with Julian here, tries to help, say, we can help you if you come back with us. But can they really help him? I mean, in order to try to fix him, they need to know exactly what the Union did to him. Without that, they're just grasping at straws, and they could wind up doing more damage than even the Union did. And either way, Julian is not hearing it. He just wants to get out of that thing. There is no way. I mean, the Union doesn't know how to do this. They don't barely understand the tech, apparently. I mean, they did a crappy job with Julian and the Cyberbrain here, and they didn't know about even when you need the Genlock compatibility, which is why they sent a spy here who was not Genlock compatible. And so yeah, but conversation is cut short when Chase drop kicks the bastard, and it's full-on wartime here, and we see just how big and the storage unit this thing has here. Like, we see the hive pods in this thing here, and the spider tanks just swarm out of it. It's like, where were those things being stored? And they just, like, crawl down the legs and everything. It's pretty fucking creepy, actually. It's like, ugh, spiders. Oh, boy. Oh, let me just say hello to everyone. Okay, yeah, we got Broccoli. Welcome. Sam, welcome. Richard Garcia, welcome. I got a big fan theory in my head. If you watch Richard Blue, you might sound... Actually, yes. In a way, Julian is Church. They pretty much made, like, yeah, it's same thing. But yeah, and then, of course, the big guns come out here, and, I gotta wonder, is this a railgun? Or something? Because I can't, the barrel and everything is much bigger, and I'm thinking too much of it, but I am curious here. And now we see the team here, they finally arrive, they see the battle, they get ready and start to get in their pods. They start launching here. I like how they got these elevators here and ready to fight. Ready to fight here. They all emerge from the ground, and oh boy, there's a lot of people. Because the Union clearly threw everything they have this base here. It's like they're not holding they're not holding anything back here. And what I love about this scene here is, well, neither are the Vanguard, because they throw everything they got too. We see, of course, you see the Striders pull their weight. We see the Razors. We even see soldiers down there, like, just on the ground next to everyone. We see the Interceptors. Hell, we even see the Jeeps. The fucking Jeeps. So yeah, they throw everything they've got. All they're missing is the kitchen sink. And I just love how everyone here carries their own weight. None of them are technically dead weight or anything like that. They all try their best. They fire with everything they got, go on all cylinders. And the Genlock crew helps as best they can here. It's pretty amazing, actually. All the assets they've got on the field. I gotta wonder how much effort Rooster Teeth did. Just animating everything, making it look like they all flow naturally, like they're all fighting, they're all contributing. Oh boy, the amount of time and just rendering and stuff. It's wow. Possibly broccoli, my computer brain and everything. So yeah, we even see like a cool ass scene here where Chase grabs a Union fighter and throws it at the freaking behemoth. Does nothing, but it was pretty badass. It's moments like this I wish I could make good quality gifs here. Even Miranda showed what she can do with that thing here, where we learned that the Striders here can actually do a full 360 rotation, like, repeatedly. And she just goes spinning around and around, firing everything, blowing up a bunch of these spider mechs. It was beautiful. And we got, of course, the killing of the grunts. It's time like this, I wish Rooster Teeth could animate these guys getting just torn apart. Like, we see limbs flying off, bisections, and just blood and guts and... Oh, I am so gruesome. But they're the Union. They deserve it. And throughout all this, though, it's not been going easy because we clearly see the GL team struggling here. I mean, look at Kazu crying out loud. I love this detail here. The amount of damage, all the chips, the bullet holes, the missing pieces. I mean, his entire arm, his endoframe arm is exposed for crying out loud. Even Valerie here, Valentina is damaged here, which is kind of concerning actually because she's hanging back. I mean, she's not that damaged, but I'm surprised the Union managed to get some hits in. But again, this just shows just how much of the Union is in the battlefield here. It's like they are swarming. This is how they fight here, with swarm tactics. Oh, but yeah, they're in a tough spot here. Even Kazu is being overwhelmed here. So what happens? Mind meld, and they do this epic ass like sword dance here. It's like, are they combining, say, Russian and Japanese dance moves? Like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, like traditional Russian and Japanese dance moves together, and just wow. I mean, and it works. I mean, all those spider mechs. Kazu takes them all out. Kazu, or at least Kazu's mech here, which we'll get into that. Yeah, I should say the code name. I'm gonna call this guy Shogun because that's what it is. By himself takes out like a whole swarm of these things, and just because of the mind melding here, it was amazing here. It was beautiful. I kind of wish actually, because there were scenes where they zoomed in a lot. They focused on the footwork, pretty the footwork by the way. But I kind of wanted to see their dance like from a distance, just see how they move and how they just swing the swords around, just take it all in and everything as a spectator. It was a beautiful dance. Kennex train, yeah? Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were dancing and it was incredible. And of course, when Yas promotes, says we gotta do this. We gotta do the same thing as well. We got mind meld. Chase for some reason rejects it. Why? Why does he reject it or anything like that? I mean, this is something they brought up as well in the episode. What was it, episode 4, where Kami got her head torn off. Ugh. Yeah, those two never did it with each other. They never tried to do mind share for some reason, and why not? I mean, it's clearly on Chase's part here. He doesn't want to do it. I don't get it, but we don't have time to hamper on that because the Union sent boarding crafts, and we got drones in the base here, as well as Union grunts. Oh boy, so things are going bad here. The Doctor is in full panic mode. And so he recalls everyone here. He asks the Colonel here to use one of their transports. Tells the Genlock team to fall back, download back into your bodies here because, of course, the Union has broken in. They're after them. Their bodies are in danger, so it's time to get back. Yeah. Okay, of course, all but Julian come back, of course, because he can't exactly run. And I like just to point out this scene right here because he's been out there fighting the longest right now, taking hits from the Nemesis, and he still doesn't have any damage to his mech in this scene. I got a question. I mean, what happened here? I mean, it's a little detail here which you'd think Rooster Teeth would easily pick out and fix. It could be an issue here. They were pressed for time, something like that. Who knows? It's just something I noticed here while I was watching it. Like, everyone else has gotten some battle damage here, except in this scene, Chase, and he's been fighting the longest so far. We even see Yaz here. Wow, the level of damage here, the scratches, the bullet holes, the missing pieces. She's been through hell, and I can't get over this. It's a detail here which it's kind of weird that Rooster Teeth would miss this. But yeah, they start evacuating, and hey, Doc has some new weapons here. We see apparently Valentina has an energy rifle, and I approve this one. Kazu here gets a power gauntlet. A power gauntlet, yes. It's pretty awesome. But what struck me more is this scene next here, which was used as a thumbnail for this video, for the episode here. This scene right here where it's just kind of very touching and heartwarming here. Time to fly again, little bird. We see just the affection in this quick scene here, followed by a simple little kiss to the forehead. It's like, oh wow, this really makes me want to know how this happened. The Doctor recruited Yaz here from the Mesa, a prison. Listen, she was a Union soldier, and somewhere along the line, she trusts the Doctor so much here. The and they're like uncle and niece. I mean, I would say like father-daughter, but nah. I like to think more like uncle and niece here. It's very touching, and just it makes me so curious to know how it reached this point, how they managed to get this kind of relationship here, because this is beyond just a working relationship. It's family. It's just touching. Yaz might have been adopted by the could be Broccoli. Could have. Yeah, could have. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, and then we got this scene here with Omega Protocol and Caliban's optics glow green here. It's quite clearly what this means as well. You know it instantly, like, okay, you backed up your consciousness, didn't you? You didn't make. I mean, you made a copy of yourself before you made a copy of Chase, and you put him in Caliban. I mean, that's pretty obvious. After we learned that he has made a copy of Chase, it's like, it's only natural you make a copy of himself, just in case. He seems like that kind of guy who prepares for any eventuality. But yeah, the guys, they get everything and escape. The doctor says he'll be with them in a moment, but they got company. And a lot of company as well, by the way. Fortunately, though, the team gets away with Caliban, but the doc stays behind. And this here shows right now, this scene, because this guy is lifting the doctor, like literally off his feet. You can't see it, but it's quite clear he is lifting the guy off his feet here. Though his armor, the armor is clearly some form of power armor itself here. Clearly not on the level of the GL armor we see, but still impressive enough. The doctor said he tried to clone himself. Yeah, he did. He tried to clone himself. And it failed apparently, but he found something else. Any scientist worth? Yes, yeah. Exactly. Now, so yeah, he's captured, but he has a surprise. And all I can say at this moment is, thank you, Doctor. God, the fact that it's David Tennant just makes this scene hurt so bad. I'm actually tearing up just thinking about it. Okay, whew. Let me just refresh myself. Thank you, everyone. So, yeah, the doctor took out over a dozen Union soldiers, along with himself, sadly. But unfortunately, using that bomb also destroyed the elevators, and so the team is stuck, fortunately, in the barracks. Close enough. So yeah, they try to run towards the hangar bay, get to their transports. Unfortunately, Union soldiers have just come in there, so Cammy tells them to come here in this room here, and well, she uses the MR overlay system to make a wall exactly. Trick the Union soldiers. This was a gamble, by the way. We see right here where Cammy admits she had no idea if it would work on the Union systems. Which makes me wonder just how ubiquitous this technology is. Not just the hardware, but the software. It's like, when was this technology first implemented? Because it seems that it could even predate the formation of the Union and the polity, if even the base's MR systems can be used to fool the Union soldiers. Or maybe this was a simple case of it's not considered that important or that high level of the high risk system, so who knows? I mean, I don't know much about how anything works in this world yet. I'll find out soon enough, after a long while. But yeah, it just so happens though that room is where they were gonna be debriefed. And by debriefed, they were gonna throw a goddamn party for these guys here and give them official call signs here. I love it. We have, of course, a Chase. They're holding off his original call sign, of course, Chaser. We see Huma here for Yaz here. Wraith, perfect for Valentina here. Tricks, because silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Tricks are for kids, so for Cammy, brilliant. And Shogun for Kazu. This was a debrief. And yeah, it's like, I love the scene where Kazu admits that now he feels terrible. Leon was just joking. He was like prepping them for the surprise and everything. Like, they're gonna come in thinking, yeah, it was time for a debrief, professional, everything like that, and surprise, no, it's a party, we got a cake and everything. It's like, it was brilliant right there. It was a brilliant setup and everything, and the Union fucking ruined it. More reason to hate these bastards. But yeah, it's time to go, time to keep going here. All the Union soldiers have passed by, so they show off what they can do outside of the Holons here. I love we have Caliban here going ramming speed, taking out 2 Union soldiers. We see Yaz show off the suit as well, like just beat people up, just jump off the walls. Oh god, I really wish I could make some quality gifts here. We see Kazu here show off a gauntlet here, which can take bullet shots and do the Kazu punch, or should I call it Shogun punch? knocks the shit out of that bastard. Cammy here uses Nugget to distract a soldier here, and we see that she has been going through some training here, although I think most of that is the suit amplifying her strength. And Valentina really shows off what she can do with that energy rifle. Badass, like, takes out 3 soldiers in 1 shot, with just 1 shot. Well placed. Oh, and then knifes the other guy here, this guy here, which instantly reminded me of Felix from Red vs. Blue. That quick scene he did, which made pretty much everyone love this guy. Like, he became, that made him become everyone's favorite character before we learned that he was a backstabbing asshole. It was truly beautiful right here. Like, everyone got their moment to shine here, and it was so quick like that. They didn't linger on it too long, and yeah, it was great. Battle suits can take the bullets fight by themselves. Yeah, they can. That is true. But that guard took most of the bullets. I mean, he used it to protect his head, and it worked. Anyhow, they managed to get to the hangar, which, well, we see the battle still going, and we see just how bad it is, actually, because even the Striders come back. Battle damage here. We can actually see the scorch marks, the bullet marks in the canopy here. Most likely, they've exhausted all their ammunition, so it's going off, still going on back there. It's still intense here, and it just shows how important also these engineers and mechanics truly are. It's like, without these guys, wow, yeah. Anyhow, they managed to contact Migas here to get them to their transport, and yeah, I like it when they drive them there here. We see the background as they drive here. Freaking the Nemesis and Chase are still at it until they notice, what Caliban is carrying over there. And they try to go up here, and I gotta say here, you can tell right now Chase has received some damage, like clear damage, and yet Nemesis, not a scratch, not a chip, not a dent, nothing. He's being ganged out by 3 Striders, pummeled by Chase, and yet he's not visibly damaged at all. What the fuck is this guy made out of? Like, literally, what armor is this thing? How thick is it? How can it take so much damage and punishment? I have no idea. I remember in the forums I follow, I asked this question. The reply I got, it's the finest Union bullshitium. Might as well be that. 'Cause, wow. Anyhow, they get to the transport here, and I like this scene here where Yas says thank you to Migas, and it's in a way where you get the feeling like this is probably the last time we'll see each other. It's like, because it's not just thank you for getting us here, it's like thank you for everything. That's what I got when I see this scene again. So yeah, we get to see here, like, I like this scene right here where Valentina asks if she can pilot this vehicle, and just the smug look on Yaz's face is like, can I pilot this? Please, lady. It says so much. Okay, let's see here. How funny would it have been if you're in the middle of a fight, you see your body just passing by? Yeah, pretty much. It's like both of them went like, huh? I almost expected like Biff Tannen moment here, where it's like, hey guys, what's that? Huh? That would have been perfect. But yes, and so they're off and everything, and we see, of course, Chase here. We see just how scarred he is, how intense the battle was. He's missing a shoulder plate right here, and a bit of his wing is actually chipped. You can't see in this picture, but yes, the scratches and dings. It's oh boy. If they make a toy, I can see them making a toy of this. It reminds me of like they released a toy set of battle scarred Gundams. I hope Rooster Teeth makes toys like this, like battle scarred and everything. I'd buy that, like in a heartbeat. But anyhow, sorry about that. Let me just take a drink. Thank you. So yeah, things are intense here. They're not stopping, and unfortunately, battle's interrupted when something comes a knocking at their front door. The behemoth has finally arrived here, and it unleashes a package right to Anvil Ops in the form of a fast-traveling missile. Whew. But thankfully, Chase here stops it and saves day before it could cut off the head of the snake. Thank God. I was legitimately scared there, actually, but I honestly thought that when he catches the missile, he'd like throw it right back at it. But fortunately, it doesn't matter, because we find out that the anvil is also a gun. Because why the fuck not? This is the hammer system they were mentioning here. It took 10 minutes to charge this thing up, which is legitimately 10 minutes of time passed by here. And fire one. Yeah, it's the fact that they couldn't hit this thing dead center pretty much insinuates that they can't truly aim. It looks like the weapon is fixed at an angle. It's like you can't like aim it like that. So you can tell they hit the side here, like one of the fin, if you will, of the behemoth. And the second shot also a little bit closer to home, and it's enough here because it came crashing down, and we're all cheering, everything like that. It's like, woohoo, yes! They killed the mothership! Everything's fine, everything like that. Everyone's excited. And then the Union remind us, hey, we've been holding back a certain something, and unleash the swarm. And I'll be honest, people. Yes, I did forget about the nano swarm, actually. Everything was so intense, so action-packed, so much was going on. I was so engrossed here that I completely forgot about the nanos. And so yeah, from the corpse come all these swarms here, and my fucking God. It's like, the look says it all. It's like, I think even they forgot about the nano swarm. But yeah, it comes in, it spreads, and it actually enters the base here through an open door. And Jesus Christ, just the look of horror on everyone's here. Like, Cammy is like, no, she's shocked. And this one here I like the most here is Kazu's reaction here. He says nothing at all, but you can tell that Rooster Teeth took great care to show just how fucking fuming angry he is, because he literally is fuming. He's like, and then he hits like the console up there. The anger in his face is so real, so detailed. You can just see that in his expression. He didn't even have to like hit the top of the canopy there. His face just shows how enraged he is. Rooster Teeth clearly did great care to show that facial expression here, and I can't help but applaud him in that. Just without saying a word, I got just how mad Kazu was. Unfortunately, not even the Union gives him a chance to be properly scared, horrified, and angry, because they chase after them. But, fortunately, Chase is there, he comes in, destroys the fighters, they regroup, and off they go into the darkness. And that was episode 6. The Downfall of the Anvil. They have found a way to drop the hammer, yeah. Yes, this episode was just... It started out with everyone being completely, like... We achieved the operation, but morale was down with the nemesis and everything, and it ends with in a massive downer note as well. You don't know if anyone's alive here. Miranda could be dead. Migas, the Colonel, it's like everyone is possibly dead here. There was a possibility that they could be alive, because we've seen how the Swarm can just literally surround people, like back with Fake Sinclair. Oh, he just basically says, like, do not move, you're restrained, make any sort of movements, and you're dead meat. So yeah, they could have still been alive in that moment here, but we see the entire floor just covered in nanos, and we think the worst. I mean, they don't need them. They don't need them all alive. Oh boy, and so yeah, the team runs off, nowhere to go, with their tail between their legs here. Their hull-ons are just battered. And now Chase has been told that he is a copy, and the real Julian is fighting them. So overall, I say, Rooster Teeth, you did a good job in, like, just hitting us in the feels. It's like I needed a moment here just to take it all in and just process everything that happened here. But they clearly put a lot of work in this here. Just the fighting and everything like that, trying to give every unit enough screen time. Even the Striders were pretty badass, and you people know that the Strider design here with the BattleTech aesthetics, not my thing, but I won't deny those things, those little, like, walkers. Yeah, that's how you distinguish them, actually, because if it's not like a full humanoid, it's called a walker. But yeah, those walkers kick so much ass. If you were to, I mean, seriously, if I could see that thing, just one Strider taking out easily 10 ATSTs from Star Wars, the chicken walkers, no problem. But yeah, they fight well here. Everything shined here. Everything they moved so fast here. The sword dance was great. Even the quick scene of Cammy, like, switching magazines was pretty intense and awesome. The choreograph was great. It's like I can't stress how amazing this episode was here, as well as depressing. It's I don't know how long. How many hours? How long does it take them to make just one episode of Genlock compared to one episode of, say, Red vs. Blue or Ruby or Camp Camp? I gotta wonder that, because Genlock is a full, like, TV show length after all. Oh boy. So yes, people, I got nothing else to say. That was my live stream discussion here of episode 6 here. Intense, sad, depressing. It's like The Genlock team, they were feeling the high, if you will, of their latest success in striking the Union. Unfortunately, the Union did not take that line down, and yeah, they went to just hit them back. So, you think you got us? Well, we're sorry to tell you, but we're sore losers, so we're coming right at your base. Fucking assholes. Oh boy. So yes, I'm gonna look at the chat right now here, see what you guys can say. As I look up at the chat, see, okay, since all were given nano-proof suits, I feel like the pilot could have gotten a jet instead of an EMP blast. They could have done that, but that would also affect much of their technology as well here. They gotta be careful with that. So yeah, okay. I don't know what else you guys want to say. I mean, anyone else got any theories? What are your thoughts about this episode as well? Hit it in the chat. I'll read it right now. But this episode really pushed the team to their limit, and they did well. They did well, both in the Holon and even out of the Holon. They showed that they can still fight regardless, and they're a good team together here. Even they don't need to be mind sharing here. They got good communications and everything here. Still a little rough around the edges. You can tell that, but they have progressed very far from episodes like 3 and 4. And now, of course, they got a dilemma here. Weller is dead. Weller's gone. And he was the mastermind, the brainchild of the project. What do they do now? Obviously, of course, it's this Omega Protocol inside of Caliban here. Even without watching episode 7, it was quite obvious. This was a heart thumping episode here, yes, it ended with me getting like a stake through the heart. I got nothing else to say, actually. So, everyone, thank you all for tuning in and watching. The fall of Beacon all over again. Yes, actually, yes. The multiple voices in the Nemesis head could explain the four. I think it's actually because of the new pilots here and how because the private network and everything like that. And back in the last episode here, Nemesis said to Cammy, "You think too loudly. You haven't shut up since your birthday." This again shows another modification they did. Like I said in previously, they modified the Nemesis so he's far more sensitive. He can't filter out everything, so he's literally hearing their thoughts, what they're thinking, and just everything at once. Think, if you will, the episode of Code Geass, where we see that guy with the Geass powers to read minds, and he couldn't turn that off. It's something like that. I can't. Oh wow, yeah, that's a headache. I'm getting a headache just thinking, just imagining it. Oh boy. So everyone, yeah, I'm gonna stop it right here before I really get a migraine. And yeah. So everyone, thank you all for watching. As always, if you're on YouTube, please comment below what you thought about this discussion. You have any thoughts about this episode as well? No spoilers on actually, don't talk about episode 7 or 8 right now, people. This is about episode 6. Again, I already know what happened in 6 and 8, and 7 and 8. I've seen that already. Just stay to episode 6 and previously. And of course, subscribe for more videos. Like this video to help spread it around and everything like that. Helps to get me more notice. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. I I gotta go and I gotta start playing Spider-Man now. So everyone, thank you all. Till next time, this is Mecha-san. See you then.